Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. In this video I am discussing Articles 23 to 24, Right Against Exploitation. The right against exploitation is one of the fundamental rights. It is described in Articles 23 and 24 of the Constitution of India. The right against exploitation prohibits all types of forced labor, child labor, and trafficking of people. This right is described under two articles, 23 and 24. Article 23, Prohibition of traffic in human beings and forced labor. Article 23, 1. Traffic in human beings and the beggar and other similar forms of forced labor are prohibited, and any contravention of this provision shall be an offence punishable in accordance with the law. Article 23, 2. Nothing in this article shall prevent the state from imposing compulsory service for public purposes, and in imposing such service the state shall not make any discrimination on grounds only of religion, race, caste, or class, or any of them. Exploitation implies the misuse of other services by force and/or labor without payment. There were many marginalized communities in India who were forced to engage in manual and agricultural labor without any payment. Labor without payment is known as beggar. Article 23 forbids any form of exploitation. Also, one cannot be forced to engage in labor against his or her will, even if remuneration is given. Forced labor is forbidden by the Constitution. It is considered forced labor if the less than minimum wage is paid. This article also makes bonded labor unconstitutional. Bonded labor is when a person is forced to offer services out of a loan/debt that cannot be repaid. The Constitution makes coercion of any kind unconstitutional. Thus, forcing landless persons into labor and forcing helpless women into prostitution is unconstitutional. The article also makes trafficking unconstitutional. Trafficking involves the buying and selling of men and women for illegal and immoral activities. Even though the Constitution does not explicitly ban slavery, Article 23 has a wide scope because of the inclusion of the terms forced labor and traffic. Article 23 protects citizens not only against the state, but also from private citizens. The state is obliged to protect citizens from these evils by taking punitive action against perpetrators of these acts, which are considered crimes, and also take positive actions to abolish these evils from society. Under Article 35 of the Constitution, the Parliament is authorized to enact laws to punish acts prohibited by Article 23. Clause 2 implies that compulsory services for public purposes, such as conscription to the armed forces, are not unconstitutional. Laws passed by the Parliament in pursuance of Article 23 include the Suppression of Immoral Traffic in Women and Girls Act, 1956, and the Bonded Labor System, Abolition, Act, 1976. Article 24, Prohibition of employment of children in factories, etc. Article 24 says that no child below the age of 14 years shall be employed to work in any factory or mine or engaged in any other hazardous employment. This article forbids the employment of children below the age of 14 in any hazardous industry or factories or mines, without exception. However, the employment of children in non-hazardous work is allowed. Understanding these rights is essential for law students, as they form the backbone of labor laws and human rights in India. They remind us that exploitation in any form is not just a legal issue, but a moral imperative we must address collectively. Thank you for watching.